Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the C# series. In this video we are going to discuss about XML Serializer. Last video we were discussed about binary serializer. Now we are going to discuss about XML Serializer. At the end of the video I will be explaining you what is the difference between binary formatter and then the XML Serializer. You can see that this is the same class that I created in the last video that I am going to use here as well, so that it become very much easy for you to compare and study and understand the things. This is the binary serializer code. Now I am going to write XML Serializer code. The code flow and everything is same as the existing one. We do have a XML Serializer object. So here you can see XML serializer equal to XML Serializer. Here I have to pass which type of XML serializer you are going to create. Let me remove this. Open bracket. You can see that it have 8 overloaded constructor. First is a type and then other XML related things. What I do is, as I said, I'm just passing student type. So this XML serializer become tightly binded to the student type. You can see that I'm using type of method to find or pass student class type. Now the XML serializer object is created. Now I can use this XML serializer object to work with it. So previously, in the previous video, when we discussed about the binary formatter class, we have used the stream. I used memory stream at the time. This is an XML serializer. I'm going to use a file stream. So the difference is, in the last video I stored all the data in memory. But now I am going to store all the data in XML format in a physical XML file. That's the difference, and keep that in mind. Last video I haven't used using block for the stream object. It is always a good practice, recommended way to use using block whenever you use a file stream. I'm going to use using block in here. So let me have a using. Within this using block, I'm going to write all my stream related things. So the first thing is serializing the changes. Second thing is deserializing the changes. Let me remove the resource. So within this using block, let me create a stream object. Since I'm going to use a file stream, I'm creating object of file stream. Fs equal to, we all know that, new file stream of. And this file stream constructor accepts two parameters. One is nothing but your file name. Another one is nothing but mode. Now I'm going to pass a file name. Let me call it as student obj.xml. XML serializer. So I'm creating an XML. And what is the mode that you are going to have? File is not available. The file is not at all created so far. So I have to create it. In that case, I need to provide file mode dot create. Okay. So I will be creating a file which called student object.xml, and then I will serialize the object. Where is the serializer? I have XML Serializer class already initiated with the XML Serializer object. This method, as like binary serializer, I will be having a serialize method. As like the same, it should have to accept a stream object and then your object student. That's it. Now the serialization part is completed. This serialization is nothing but XML serialization. Now we are done with it. You come out of this. Once you come out of the using block, then the entire memory or whatever the resources that is allocated for the work is automatically cleaned up. That's what we needed. This is optimized code. Now serialization is completed. Where is deserialize it? How will I able to do so? Deserialization is also as same as the step that we followed in the last video. Let me copy this, paste it here. This is the file stream, right? I saved that file. So I have to use the same file to read the content, deserialize it, and then print it in the console window. Now, this is the file name that I wanted to access. This is create method. So I don't need to create anything because the file is already created. I have to open it. Open to read it. So let me open so that I can read the content of that file. I have already serialized it. I need to deserialize. So let me change this method to deserialize method. That's it. So I'm using this file stream, which is nothing but the content of the file, to deserialize it, and I don't need this student object. Now we are done with the deserialization part. Let me create student object because I wanted to store there. Okay, that is why deserialized student content. So let me have student content equal to your XML deserialized method, whatever the data that's been written. Again, I have to do the typecast to the student object. Now we are done with this part. Deserialization part is completed. Let me try to print whatever the data that we have. Console.writeLine. I'll be using the template literal syntax. Let me have a curly braces, student content dot id, and then again I'll be using arrow mark or anything that to separate different properties of the classes. I'll be using student content dot name. So now we are done with the serialization and deserialization. Let me run this program by pressing F5 from the keyboard and see how it actually behave. Here is the terminal. You can see that I got one arrow and then my name. So if you're confused where I have one and my name, here you can see this is the object that I created in the last video. I am just keep on using the same object. We have created the file, right, where it will be available. That I'm going to open the project directory. So let me go to Solution Explorer, right click the intro project and go to the open folder in File Explorer menu. It will open the File Explorer with the project directory. Under that, you will be able to find a directory called bin. Within this bin, you will be having debug and release. Since I'm executing this project with debug mode, I should get into debug mode to get the file. You can see I'm using 6.0 framework. Let me get into that. And we have created a file called studentObject.xml. Let me right click, open that up in a notepad. So here you can see that the XML file has been created. This XML file has the property ID and then the name, which contain 1 and Gopi respectively. So this is how the XML content is created and serialization is happened. Okay. Now let's try to understand the difference between binary formatter class and then the XML formatter class. What is the difference? When should I go for XML serializer? When should I go for binary serialization? Whenever you have a lot amount of data, it is always advisable to go for binary serialization because binary serialization is somehow better performance and also faster comparative to XML serialization. Binary formatted data couldn't be read or understand by the human being. We need a separate tool and those kind of the things to read and understand the content. But in case of XML serialization content, you will be easily read it, which is human readable. XML is more compact. When it comes to size, okay, binary is actually better because it is more optimized content. Binary is more smaller in size compared with the XML. So these are all the differences. Based on your criteria or based on your requirement, you can either choose binary serialization or XML serialization. That's all for this video. We'll be again meeting in the next video with another type. Till then, bye. Take care.